Hello, hello, hello. Lee here. Hope you're doing great. I think this is going to be a pretty cool video because I'm going to show you basically everything you need to know about a killer business model for offline marketing. In other words, how to think about this, how to structure this. General stuff, but very important. And then in the last half of the video, I'm going to show you a really, really no-brainer product, an easy way to find prospects for this, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to approach this market. In other words, hopefully, my goal is for you to get a ton of value out of this video. So, we're sitting here staring at a blank document, okay, because I need to type and talk. I want you to understand this. So, let's talk about one business model for an offline business. In other words, how to think about it, what you should be doing, why you're doing it, et cetera, et cetera. So, you got the whole universe of businesses out there. And, and I mean, there are millions of them. So what are you going to do? Well, you should focus on a niche or a couple of niches or something like that. So from that universe of businesses, I generally tell like coaching students to pick a niche or two and focus on that. Why is that? Well, gives you more focus, and also you learn how the business works as you get clients. You learn how to talk to them, you learn what their issues are, et cetera, and you have something to point to. So you could go after the proverbial dentists and chiropractors. At this point, I probably wouldn't suggest that. A lot of people have really good results with blue collar businesses, um, auto repair companies, towing companies, all of the trades, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, there's a world of niches out there. But so when you pick a niche, when you decide I'm going to focus on a specific type of business, basically you're taking that universe of businesses and you're narrowing it down. Okay, so that niche. Now you have an initial way of contacting these businesses. And so if you're just doing this in your local area, it could be through attraction marketing, it could be through going to Chamber of Commerce. Of course, your niches can't be too focused if you're doing it like that because you don't really know who you're appealing to. If you're not doing attraction marketing is blogging, networking, et cetera, et cetera. If you're not doing that, but you're doing outbound marketing, i.e. you're sending a marketing message to these businesses in order to see if they're interested. So you could pick, let's say you were doing plumbers, okay? Well, you could pick plumbers and you could basically find all the plumbing companies around where you live and you could walk in and see them. That would be a possibility, okay? So you can do walk-ins, hair salons, walk-ins. You can call them up, so you can do cold calling. Okay, you can direct mail, so you can use a direct mail piece and send them a direct mail letter, or you could use email. Okay, so you have some way of contacting these businesses. Now, when you contact these businesses, and not all of them are going to be interested in what you're doing, as a matter of fact, most of them won't, but there will be some who are, and they're either going to buy from you at that moment or within a day or two. That happens. Most of the businesses who do end up spending money with you won't do it quite that quickly, but it does happen. But basically, you're going to get a pool of interested prospects. Okay, so like a business owner might say, well, that's cool, I need a little more information, or that's cool, not quite ready to make a decision, that kind of thing. You have to have follow-up, you got to keep up with them, et cetera, et cetera. So of all the businesses you contact, the ones who raise their hand and say, yes, I'm interested, we're going to call those prospects. Or you could also call them leads. Now, those are the ones who have contacted you. So you send out a bunch of direct mail letters, you get a few phone calls back. That's these guys. And from there, you're going to sell some of these. Okay, and those become clients for your front-end product, because I generally suggest that people have a lower price, $200, $300, $400 front-end product. Now, this is what is so cool about this business. One of the many things that's very cool about this business. As you sell this front-end product to more and more clients, you're going to get kind of a core of businesses who bought from you. They trust you, they're happy with you, they have a different relationship with you now because they actually bought something from you. You become more of a trusted advisor as opposed to a salesperson in their eyes. So from that core group, okay, you can upsell them over a period of time to more expensive stuff, but especially you can work on upselling them to recurring income stuff. Rep management, text message marketing, search engine optimization, video ranking, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Stuff where they're going to have to pay you month after month. Now think about it like this. I mean, if you had 10 clients paying you $1,000 a month, that's $120,000 a year business. That's pretty cool. So the big question is, how many of these front-end sales do you need to create the kind of pool of clients so that you can upsell some portion of them to recurring stuff? It's really not that many. I mean, in my estimation, it's about 50 to 100. Okay. Now that makes this business really, really something that you can start to wrap your brain around, because if you had a way of finding 50 clients who ended up spending money with you, and then you worked on upselling them to recurring income stuff, that would be a pretty sweet business. And as you move that up toward 100, let's say out of those 100 clients, you only were able to upsell to a recurring income product 1/10 of that. Well, 1/10 of 100 is 10. And let's say that recurring income product, you sold it for just $1,000 a month. Again, $120,000 a year business. So that's what we're looking at. That's the kind of thing that I want you to be thinking about. Now, the big deal is right here. Oops, I meant to do that. It's like an arrow, okay? The big deal's right there. Because once you start making these initial sales, then you have something to work with for, for the upsells, for the recurring income product. A lot of people have trouble going from here to here. Now I'm going to give you an absolute no-brainer way of doing this. I'm going to show you which businesses to target. I'm going to talk to you about how to target them. I'm going to tell you what to sell them. And it's going to be really, really, really easy. So enough of the theory. Let's move on to practice. This is Yellow Pages' YouTube channel. And they have a bunch of videos on here. Let's take a look at them. And you probably heard people mention this before, so there's a massive number of videos on here. I think it's something like 13,000 or something like that. Some crazy number. In other words, you would never run out of potential prospects. So you just load more, You can figure out how to search through this. It really doesn't matter. But look at the views on these things. Okay, 10 views, 3 views, 130 views. These people spend a lot of money for these videos, and they really don't get, well, that one got 877 views. They really don't get a lot of bang for their buck. I was looking at one in particular, which I can't see anymore. I pulled this one out as I was preparing this. Coming Northside Urgent Care and Family Medicine, 38 views. This is an urgent care facility somewhere. And so you got this video, right? And I'm wondering, well, where else does this video appear online? Okay, so I took this title, Coming Northside Urgent Care and Family Medicine, put it in quotes, Googled it, and as best I can tell, they only have this uploaded to YouTube. Now, think about it like this. In case you're thinking that I'm going to start talking about video ranking, I'm not. I love video ranking, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something even easier. Now, what would be really cool would be a really cool front-end product would be to approach this businesses, and you've got 13,000 of them on the YouTube channel. Send them a marketing message. I'll talk about how to do that in a minute. And say, saw your video on YouTube, nice video. To get more exposure, it would be great if your video were actually on other video sharing sites. Okay, like MetaCafe, like Dailymotion, like Vimeo, etc., etc. There's tons of these things. But let's say your initial pitch to that business was, and you could easily do this in a direct mail letter. Let's say your initial pitch to that business was, found your video on YouTube. I run a video distribution service where I can take that video and distribute it on the top 10 video sharing sites on the internet other than YouTube. That's pretty cool because, see, you could do that pretty easily. Uploading, you have to upload it 10 times and you'd have to, blah, 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 blah. I mean, you can figure out the details there. And then, it would take you a little while to do that, just to go through the motions of doing that. But that's a pretty nice offer to make someone. I mean, that's something that a business owner who's not all into internet marketing could easily see the value of. Yeah, I'm just on YouTube. What about all these other places? Okay, you would charge something like $197 or something like that. 97 bucks to $197 to take this video and to upload it to, let's say, whatever you think are the top 10 video sharing sites. That's what we're talking about. That would be a great upfront product. And you could do that manually. You don't have to buy anything else. You could just run your little service, do that manually. You could do that for 50 to 100 clients. You could send out direct mail letters to find them. You already know who you're targeting. Just go through the list of these videos on YouTube and just target one after the other, after the other, after the other. Okay? Oops, that's not where I wanted to go. We're going to go to that part in a minute. So that's a cool, no-brainer front-end product that anybody listening to this video can do. It takes no skill whatsoever. Target the businesses, mail them direct mail letter, follow up with a phone call, sell some, upload them to the top 10 sites. What are the top 10 sites? I don't know. I named 3, I think. Dailymotion, MetaCafe, Vimeo, and there's a whole bunch of others. So I just Googled, what did I Google? Top 10 video sharing sites. You can't see the window up here. This came up on Mashable. Is this the final word? Not really, but you could do that a couple of times. You could get a list of the top 10 sites, make your 10 accounts and start selling this and start uploading your clients' videos to this. Send them the URLs and you've got a great service. And from there you build a client base and you can upsell them to recurring income stuff. This is a really, really simple thing that I'm describing to you. Now, so it would be cool if you got in touch with these guys and you said, here they are right here. You can just Google that and find them, find their address, find their phone number. So you got in touch with them, said, this is what I do. Some number of the ones that you get in touch with will actually pay you to do this. And it sounds pretty cool to do 10. Okay, I mean, that's a valid service. But I want to ask you something. What if we could put this whole thing like on massive steroids? 10's good. But what if you could get in touch with them and say, I'm going to distribute your video to over 200 video sharing platforms. In other words, I'm going to massively cover the internet with this one video. That 10 is good, but 200 is a lot better. And it's got, from a marketing point of view, 200 has a ton of value that 10 doesn't have. I mean, it's a whole nother level of service. I mean, it's eye-popping. You know, somebody's reading your direct mail letter, listening to you on the phone, talking to you as you walk in the office. Say, hi, my name's, you use your name, I'm going to use mine. Hi, my name's Lee Cole. I run a video distribution service. I can take that video and distribute it to over 200 platforms. Well, if you could do that, that would be a much, much more potent selling proposition than 10. 10 will work, but 200 would work a lot better. The only problem is you can't do 200 manually, all right? Well, you might have already heard about this because I sent out an email about this yesterday. Ross Goldberg has launched an amazing piece of software. It's called Video Marketer. What Video Marketer does, it's video syndication software. And it's going to take your video and it's going to syndicate it to over 200 sites. And it does this in a very, very automated way. In other words, with Video Marketer, you could basically automate 97% of the fulfillment of taking the client's video and distributing it. Now, do you have to have Video Marketer? No, you don't have to have Video Marketer. I already told you how to do it manually. And frankly, you could sell a distribution service manually to 10 video sites. But it's going to be a lot easier to sell if you could distribute the video to 200 plus video sites. And that's what Video Marketer can do. For some crazy reason, Ross is selling this for just like it's an amazingly low price. I was shocked when I saw the price. Now, if you're interested in following up on this, I mean, if you're not, that's cool. I gave you a ton of information. If you'll just put blinders on, focus, you can do exactly what I told you. And if you already bought this, by the way, now I've just told you how you can use it to build your business. But if you haven't bought this and you think that this is something you're interested in, there's a link just below this video on this page. Click that link and that will take you to this page, the one that we're looking at, where you can learn more about Video Marketing. Awesome. You have a great day.